Hi friends, today we'll be talking about the qualitative analytical test for what is called as your carbohydrates. You have heard of different tests which are performed for what you call as qualitatively analyzing the given sample for different carbohydrates present in it. Like you have heard of Anthron test, you've heard of the Biles test, the bar force test. But then do we really know that what is the sequence of these particular tests to be performed to come to a conclusion that which type of carbohydrate is present in the given sample? So whether my given sample contains carbohydrates, first of all, if it contains carbohydrates, then whether it contains monosaccharides, disaccharides or polysaccharides. Then if it contains monosaccharides, whether they are ketoses or whether they are pentoses or whether they are hexoses. So we need to what you call as analyze the given sample. So in this video, we will not be talking about individual what you call as tests which are performed for identifying these carbohydrates. But then yes, we will have an overview that what should be the sequence of the tests which are performed to come to a particular conclusion that which particular sugar is present in this particular given sample. So let us say that you have a particular experimental solution. Now when we are doing these tests for our regular practicals in your say graduation studies, I suggest that you use the sugar solutions which are not mixed up but which are individual. But then probably when you are analyzing, you may analyze it from mixture also. But then to get a better results, like you can use different sugar solutions and perform these tests in a stepwise manner to come to a conclusion that yes, which particular sugar is given to me as a sample. So say for example, I have a particular experimental solution where I am going to perform what you call as the different tests or what you call as the spot test for these particular carbohydrates. So as I told that first of all you need to find out that whether this particular given sample really contains any carbohydrates. So I'll go for a test which will be answered by say all of the carbohydrates. So the most common test which we use is what is called as your Moll's test. So Moll's test is a test which will be answered by all carbohydrates. So whether it is a monosaccharide, a disaccharide or polysaccharide, anything which you have, it contains what you call as carbohydrate, the test will be given positive. Another kind of a test which is answered by all carbohydrates is your Anthron test. So yes, you take the experimental solution, perform the Moll's test, get the results. And as I told that you may either have a positive or a negative result. If you have this as negative, you can come to the conclusion that your carbohydrates, they are absent. So you don't have any kind of what you call as carbohydrates. So some people might be happier कि चलो carbohydrate है ही नहीं, let us go home. But then the sample which is given to you surely contains some kind of sugar. So probably you will get this particular test positive. So yes, the another what you call as possibility is that the test would be positive. So if the test is positive, it clearly indicates that some kind of carbohydrate it is present in your given sample. You don't know whether it is a mono, di, poly, oligosaccharide, but then you know that yes, there is some kind of what is called as carbohydrate is present. So if I know that this test is positive, so once I get this Moll's test positive for the given sample, I'll go for the next test, that is what is called as your iodine test. So let us go for what is called as your iodine test. Very commonly heard of, you must have heard of this particular test many times, generally done for starch and all. So if you get this particular test positive, so polysaccharides, they will what you call as give this particular test positive. So you can say that if this test is positive, you can say that some sort of polysaccharides they are present. You can also differentiate on the basis of the color. So if you get a bluish purple color, then you may say that starch is present. If you get a reddish kind of a color, you may say that your glycogen is present. So if your iodine test is positive, you can say that yes, my sample it contains some sort of polysaccharide, amylose, amylopectin or glycogen, something is present there. So polysaccharides are present in the given sample. But if I get this particular test negative, I am sure that it contains carbohydrates but does not contain polysaccharide. So yes, it may contain either your monosaccharides or it may contain your what is called as your disaccharides. So it contains either your monosaccharides or your disaccharides. So monosaccharides or disaccharides they are present if this particular iodine test is negative while your Moll's test is positive. You go for the next test after this. like you go for the Benedict's test, you have many options here. So you go for either Benedict's test, you go for Fehling's test, or you go for the picric acid test, any one of these. So all of these will help you to differentiate between the reducing and the non-reducing sugar. So if this test is say negative, right, so I'm sure that there is presence of some what is called as a non-reducing sugar. So I have some non-reducing sugar in my sample, but say for example if this particular test is positive, then I'm sure that my sample, it contains some sort of what is called as your reducing sugar. It may be a reducing monosaccharide, it may be a reducing disaccharide, anything can happen. So once I get this particular test positive, my Benedict's, Fehling's or picric acid, any of these tests, if it is positive, then I'll go for what is called as your next test, that is your Barfoed's test. So I'll go for what is called as your Barfoed's test. So this particular Barfoed test, it will what you call as be answered in both the ways. So if I get a red precipitate, say for example in say 2 to 5 minutes. So if I get a red PPT in around 2 to 5 minutes, then I am sure that my sample, it contains what is called as your monosaccharides. But if I get a red precipitate a bit later, right, after performing this Barfoed's reaction, if I get a red precipitate say after 7 to 12 minutes, then I'll say that there is presence of what is called as some reducing disaccharides, like your maltose, it may be present. So if you get this Barfoed test answered a bit late, so you can say that yes, some reducing disaccharides are present. So if I get a red precipitate indicating a positive Barfoed test, I can go for the next test, that is your Biles test. So this particular Biles test. So yes, you can get this particular Biles test either positive or negative answered by your ketosis. So yes, so if you get this particular test positive, you can say that a ketose, it is present. And if you get this particular test negative, you can say that yes, aldose, it is what you call as your present. So a positive what you call as your Biles test, it indicates presence of what is called as your or I suppose this helps me to differentiate between pentoses and hexoses, I think, right? Yeah. So this particular Biles test, it helps me to differentiate between what you call as your hexoses and your pentoses. Biles test, I think it is specific for pentoses. So if I get this particular test positive, I'll say that it is a pentose, and if I get this particular test negative, I'll say that this is what is called as a hexose, right? Then I'll go for the next test, right? So after Biles test here, once I get this test positive or negative in both the cases, you can go for what is called as your Selvinov's test. So once you perform this Selvinov test, so this particular test, it will what you call as Selvinov test, it will help you to differentiate whether it is a ketose or whether it is a aldose. So say for example, here if you get a positive test, right? So if I get this particular test as positive, I can say that my sample, it contains ketopentose, since it is specific for ketosis. If this particular test is negative, then I'll go and say that yes, my sample, it contains a aldopentose, right? So similarly, you can go for here, if I get this particular test positive, right, then I'll say that it contains a ketohexose, and if I get this particular test negative here, then I'll say that it contains what is called as a aldohexose, right? So this is how I come to a conclusion that which kind of sugar is present in the given sample. So this would be a series. So you have experimental solution, you perform the Molish test in a summary. So let's summarize now for how you perform. So you perform Molish test. If it is positive, carbohydrates are present. If it is negative, they are absent. Perform iodine test. If it is positive, polysaccharides are present, negative, it will contain mono or disaccharides. Perform Benedict's test to find out whether the sugar is reducing or non-reducing. If it is positive, you will say that it contains reducing sugar. You go for Barfoot's test to find out whether that reducing sugar is a monosaccharide or a reducing disaccharide. If the red precipitate in less time period, in 2 to 5 minutes, you say that it is a monosaccharide. You go for Bayes' test to differentiate the pentose and the hexose. So once you have a positive test, you say that it is a pentose. If it is a negative, you say it is a hexose. For both, you can go for Selvinov test to find out whether it contains the ketose group or it contains the aldose group. So you can come to a conclusion कि आपके पास जो sample दिया है, whatever sample is given to you, it contains which, what you call as your carbohydrate. So stay tuned with me, Professor Girish Kukreja, and we'll be learning more. Like in our next upcoming videos, we'll try to find out that how this Molish reagent is prepared, how this Fellings reagent is prepared, and how these tests are performed, and what these positive and negative tests they mean. So thank you so much, and we'll meet soon.